Did your parents have a favorite child? When I was 16, my younger brother Jake was diagnosed with leukemia. For 2 years, he was the center of our universe. Every birthday party was at the hospital. Every family vacation became a medical trip. Every conversation started and ended with Jake's treatment. I understood. Jake was passing away. I wasn't. But Jake beat cancer. He went into remission, graduated high school, and got accepted to college. The thing is, my parents never stopped treating him like he was passing away. When Jake wanted to drop out of college sophomore year to find himself, my parents supported his journey of self-discovery. When I wanted to switch majors from pre-med to journalism, they told me I was throwing away my future and threatened to cut off my tuition. Jake moved back home at 23 and lived in our basement for 3 years playing video games. My parents called it recovery time and bought him a new gaming setup every Christmas. When I asked to move back home for 6 months after college to save money for an apartment, they told me I needed to learn independence. Last month, Jake crashed his third car. Dad immediately bought him another one because Jake has been through enough trauma. When I totaled my car in a snowstorm, I had to take out a loan and work weekends for 8 months to pay it off. But the breaking point came at Jake's 28th birthday dinner. My parents presented him with a check for $30,000 to finally pursue his dreams. Jake's dream? Opening a food truck with his buddies. I'd been working as a nurse for 4 years, paying off student loans, supporting myself completely. I'd never asked them for a dime since graduation, so I finally said something. That's amazing, Jake. By the way, I bought my first house last week. My parents looked confused. When? How? Why didn't you tell us? Because every time I share good news, you're too busy managing Jake's latest crisis to care. The table went quiet. Then my mom said, "That's not fair, honey. Jake needed more support growing up." Mom, Jake is 28. I'm 30. When exactly does my turn start? My dad looked genuinely shocked. You never seemed to need anything. You always had everything figured out. I had everything figured out because I had to. Jake got to stay a child forever because cancer made him special. I got to grow up at 16 because being healthy made me invisible. Jake finally spoke up. "I never asked for any of this." "I know," I said, "but you never said no to any of it either." I left that night and haven't been back. Jake texted me yesterday saying the food truck failed and he's moving back home. My parents want me to co-sign a loan for his next venture. I called them back and said no, not just to the loan, but to all of it. "We need to have a family meeting," my mom said. "Jake is really struggling with this failure." "Good," I said. "Struggling builds character. You taught me that when I was 16 and working nights to pay for my own car insurance, while Jake got driven everywhere because chemo made him tired." My dad got on the phone. "You're being cruel. Jake almost died." "Dad, that was 12 years ago. I've been dying a slow death of invisibility ever since, and nobody seemed to care about that." The silence stretched. Finally, my mom whispered, "We never realized. We thought you were fine." I was fine because I had to be fine. Jake got to fall apart and be put back together. I got to hold everyone else together and stay strong. 3 weeks later, Jake showed up at my house, not asking for money or a place to crash. He brought coffee and an apology. "I've been thinking about what you said," he told me. "You're right. I never said no. I was scared that if I stopped being the sick kid, they'd stop loving me." We talked for 4 hours. Turns out, Jake felt just as trapped by their protection as I felt abandoned by their neglect. My parents still don't understand why I won't come to family dinners, but Jake does. He moved out, got a job, and started paying his own bills. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your family is refuse to enable their dysfunction. Last week, Jake called me with actual good news. He got promoted to assistant manager at his job. We celebrated with beer and pizza, just the two of us. It was the first family celebration I'd enjoyed in years.